Alright, everybody, it's Brayden here back from the T Storm Chasers, just coming to you again with a update on all of the severe weather that is going on. So, I did get my stuff fixed up. I do believe I did. What we're going to do is we're just going to run it back here and we're going to take a look at all the severe weather that is going on in our area here. We got a couple of different areas that we got to look at now. Over the past couple of minutes, we did have some more warnings that were issued while it was off. So one of the new warnings here is just to the south of Leicester, or the storm is just to the south or just to the north of Lesterville, moving east at 5 miles an hour. So this is for northeastern Bonham County and northwestern Yankton County until 6:15 Central Daylight Time. So at 5:29, there was a severe thunderstorm located near Scotland, or 12 miles northeast of Tyndall, and again, it was moving east at 5 miles an hour. So the main threat along with this storm is going to be half dollar sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So another thing I did want to look at is there is a little spot of rotation just to the northwest of Lesterville here, just outside of town there. Nothing too crazy at this point. There is that little hook shape there. That was kind of worrying me earlier, but over the past couple of scans, it's kind of stayed non-tornadic at this point. There is a little bit of broad rotation along with it, but nothing too crazy. But I will keep watching for it for you guys that sell there. We also do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Springfield. This one is for southeastern Charles Mix County and southwestern Bonham County until 6:15, and this was at 5:35. A severe thunderstorm was located near Verdell, or 16 miles southwest of Tyndall, moving east at 10 miles an hour, and ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds are the hazards associated with this storm. So this one will remain over rural areas of Bonham and Charles Mix counties, eventually heading towards the Springfield area here pretty soon. But at this point, it's moving pretty slow. But the main severe portion should stay to the north of Springfield. But if something does change, I will let you know about that as well. So, going over what is about to hit the Sioux Falls area, it just started raining here in Hartford. Some thunder, some lightning as well. So here within the next probably 10-ish minutes, all of Sioux Falls should be starting to get some rain, maybe some thunder, some lightning. I'm looking out my window right now, and it's not raining too crazy, but it is definitely raining. So we're definitely getting a good dumping of rain, which is pretty much needed at this point in the Sioux Falls and surrounding areas. We also do have a severe thunderstorm warning out west here. This one is for southeastern Hacken County here until 5:15 Mountain Time. So severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 8 miles southeast of Kirkley to 10 miles south of Cherry Creek to near Milesville. Apologies. Moving southeast at 25 miles an hour, and the main threats associated with these storms are going to be 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and half dollar sized hail, and locations impacted include Milesville, Midland, and Ottumwa. So this is again moving southeast at 25 miles an hour. So those storms will end up hitting Ottumwa, Midland here within the next probably half an hour or so. So we'll keep a watch on those cells as well. And then there's also some new cells over here between Silver City and Hill City that we'll also have to keep watch on. This one looks a little curly here, so maybe a Hills tornado later on, possibly, but no tornado warning on that right now. But there is a little bit of broad rotation there, so we'll have to keep watch on that as well. But looking back at the Sioux Falls area, kind of what we're watching right now is this pretty much this big line here. This all of the stuff to the north is kind of congealed into a line like we were thinking. So stuff all the way up to near Wilmar, all about to congeal into one big line here and just move into Nebraska and to western Iowa there, and continuing into southwestern Minnesota as well. So this line will just continue on to the southeast here. This line will start to get into a warmer environment, especially around the backside of this area here. There's out in Madison 66 right now, Mitchell at 69. So it's kind of sucking the energy out of the atmosphere, taking all that heat we got earlier in the day out of the atmosphere and bringing it along with it, and just moving into the southeast here. So the thing we're going to have to watch here, especially getting to the southeast, it's 85 in Sioux City there with a 69-degree dew point temperature. Also down here in Vermilion, it's 86 with a dew point temperature of 70. So as it starts to get into these warmer and moist environments, we're going to have to watch these storms to see if they do end up re-intensifying, and that could spell bad news, especially for northwestern parts of Iowa. So we'll continue to watch. Models are kind of all over the place. They're not really agreeing with each other on what's going to happen. So I'm going to keep them to myself for right now, just because it could go either way at this point. But right now, pretty much we're just watching these cells here in northeastern and southeastern, northeastern Nebraska, southeastern South Dakota. That's kind of our main focus. And then there's also some tornado warnings and some different sorts of stuff here up in North Dakota. We'll take a quick look at those, just give the North Dakota people some heads up if my radar program will load. Being a bit slow today, not really wanting to cooperate. So there was a reported tornado with this storm here near Lincoln earlier. There is some rotation here just to the southwest of Lincoln at this point. Right in there, just moving here at southeast at 25 miles an hour. So Fordville, in Inkster, Conway, that's kind of where it's moving towards next. No tornado on the ground with it right now, but definitely some good rotation along with that. Then we do have this storm here that went over Grand Forks and was dumping some good hail on the Grand Forks area. This one's going to hit Crookston here within the next few minutes here. This is moving southeast at 20. Main threats with that would be 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. And there was also a train spotter report of tree damage with the hail earlier, and hail and winds with that. So then we have this cell here near Page, North Dakota. This is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. Radar indicated with that Arthur, Page, Erie, Absaraka? That's a mouthful. And Ayer, all up next with that. A little bit of rotation just near Page as well, so we'll have to watch that just in case. And then going back down here to these storms near the Sioux Falls area, we'll take a look at those here in a second. Let me just read up on some chat here. Travel-wise from Baltic to Sioux Falls, will that be advised around 7:30 or 8? You guys should be good to travel. From Baltic to Sioux Falls especially, that should not be bad, especially if you're taking 115 or 29. It shouldn't be bad. We're going to get this rain here, and then we might have some redevelopment on the backside of it, but nothing too terrible at this point. What about Clarkfield, Minnesota? Here, let me take a look. So Clarkfield, you're getting in on some rain and some thunderstorms at this point. Let me switch radars real quick to your guys' warning office. So you guys are getting some rain and some thunderstorms here. Over the next couple of hours, those thunderstorms will move out of the area. You might get some rain from these storms from North Dakota on the backside, but nothing too terrible in the way of severe thunderstorms, unless there is some redevelopment later on tonight. How about the Marshall, Minnesota area? Marshall, you're about to get in on a pretty decent thunderstorm here within the next probably 10-ish minutes. This is just to the west of you at this point. Moving into the area here, this will you'll get in on some rain and some thunderstorms over the next hour here. These storms are moving into your area and will be over the next hour or so. So these won't move into your area, and some maybe some small hail, maybe some gusty winds, but at this point, nothing severe, nothing like what's down here to the south at this point. But let me go over this new warning here for Creighton and parts of Nebraska here. So this warning here is for northwestern Pierce County, northeastern Antelope County, and southeastern Knox County till 6:30. So at 5:42, a severe thunderstorm was located over Winnetoon, or 27 miles north of Neely. Moving east at 20 and 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and quarter-sized hail is the main threat with this storm here. So Creighton, Verdigris, Winnetoon here. 5:45 p.m. So this is already in your neck of the woods at this point. Maybe even clipping Plainview. So next up would be Wausau, Magnet, McLean, Randolph, Osmond areas over the next hour or so. And then taking a look at some more of the south, we do have some thunderstorms here moving towards the Norfolk area and the Madison area as well. Stanton, Pilger, Wismer, Beamer, West Point, you'll all get in on some thunderstorms later on tonight. Brandon, South Dakota, let's move back up here with these Sioux Falls radar. Anything in Windham, it's 86 here. Yeah, we'll take a look at all those communities here in just a second. So, Brandon, you are just about to get in on this thunderstorm that I'm getting in on right now. It's not too terrible. Given a little report here from Hartford, not too terrible, but heavy rain for a little bit here. Some thunder and some lightning, maybe some gusty winds and small hail, but nothing too crazy. What's the hail situation for Sioux Falls with the nearest storm? Small hail. If there's going to be any hail, I would expect pea-sized. Nothing too big. But also, Sioux Falls is kind of hard to forecast for when there's radar right at the airport there. So radar beams looking straight up at these. And you can't see right around. Pretty much in this area, you can't really see much. Because the radar beam can't look straight up. So let's go over to Windham. So Windham at the airport there at 5:35. So about 15 minutes ago, it's 84 with a 64-degree dew point temperature. So you'll start to get these storms here later on tonight. These will start to move to the southeast. Or continue to the southeast. So within probably in the next 2 to 3 hours, you'll start to see those thunderstorms later on tonight. It's just a fact of, are they going to re-intensify once they get past the Sioux Falls area or not? So Yankton, South Dakota, what does that look like from now till 10 or 10:30? So Yankton, you do have this thunderstorm here that is moving east at 15. And then you also do have a thunderstorm to your west that is moving to the east at 10 miles an hour. So you're kind of sandwiched at this point. You got this stuff up here that is moving southeast. You got this right here that is moving to the east. And then you got this one here that is moving to the east here. And then you got this one here that's moving to the east as well. So you're pretty much sandwiched at this point. Within the next probably 2-ish or 3-ish hours here, you'll expect a thunderstorm at least between now and 10 o'clock. I have no doubts in my mind that Yankton will get a thunderstorm tonight. But anything past probably 9 o'clock, the 8 to 9 time frame is kind of just a guessing game at this point, especially with those models being all weird and sending stuff this way. And then another model that I saw was putting this line of thunderstorms developing at 9 o'clock. So Right now, all we can really do is nowcast for this event, but from now till 10, I would expect a thunderstorm. So Del Rapids should be getting past this thunderstorm at this point. So this within probably the next 10ish minutes, you will start to get some clearing here as this thunderstorm kind of moves out of the area here. So Utica, South Dakota, here you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. This one is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and half-dollar size hail. So within the next 10 to 20 minutes, you'll probably be getting in on that thunderstorm here. So we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Turner and southeastern Hutchinson County until 6:30. So at 5:49, a severe thunderstorm was located near Menno, or 21 miles north of Yankton, moving east at 30. Half-dollar size hail is what they are warning it for, so no winds here. It is this little blip here that is developed on the north side of the Lesterville storm. So that is moving to the east at 15 here. So the next location that you'd have to watch out for is Viborg and Hurley, and then eventually Davis. But you guys are not in the warning if you are in Viborg and Hurley at this point, but I would just keep that in the back of your mind, especially if you're outdoors or doing anything or you're out and about. I would keep that in mind. So maybe get the car inside if you have some time right now, especially with this stuff going through Freeman right now. It's definitely got some hail cores just to the north of Freeman at this point. So I would just keep that in mind. If you're anywhere in these warning areas and you have some time and you're kind of out in front of it, like in the Beersford, Wakanda, Gayville, Vermilion, Spink, Westfield, Elk Point, Hudson, Haywarden, Canton. If I was in one of those communities, well, maybe not Lenox, Canton area. If I was in anywhere south of there, I would think about putting your car inside, just in case you do get some hail later on tonight. So if you have any way of putting your car inside, I would do so beforehand. But I do want to take a look at this. Photo of lime-sized hail via social media 12 miles south of Dante there in Charles Mix County. So this storm that is making its way towards Springfield is definitely dumping some hail. So we're going to have to watch that. Definitely dumping some hail, some good hail there. Well, not good for your car, but definitely some decent sized hail being dumped out of that storm at this point. So if you're in Springfield, take that precaution. That is coming your way. It will be to you within probably the next 15 minutes or so. The main part of the hail core should stay to the north of you. Pretty much what we're looking at with this this track that I'm looking at. For the storm would be the intersection of South Dakota Highway 37 and Highway 52 is where that hail core would be moving towards. But if you are in Springfield, I would put your car inside if you can. So, I'm going to give you guys another report from the Hartford area. So I am in Hartford. That is where I live. Our studio is kind of getting a renovation at this point, so I'm doing this from the comfort of my home. But looking out my window right now, you cannot see more than a mile. Definitely dumping some good rain, especially to the south of the I-90 area. South of town, kind of looking that direction, definitely looks darker. So if you are south of the I-90 area, kind of along Highway 38 there, between Highway 38 and 42, definitely about to start getting some heavy rain there. So T is going to be getting in on this stuff that is at pretty much right now at the intersection of South Dakota Highway 19 and 42 there. That is moving to the southeast, and this line is kind of moving to the southeast at pretty much probably about 45 miles an hour, between 45 and 55 at this point. So there are these individual cells that are moving way slower than that, but these cells are kind of starting to look like they're about to join the pack here and start the push southeast. So that's another thing we're going to have to watch out for. If this storm north of Yankton does start the push southeast here, we're going to have to watch out for some communities in front of that. Because that cell just to the north of Yankton there does look very intense at this point. Definitely some broad rotation just to the north of Lesterville there, but it just looks very gnarly. If you're on South Dakota Highway 46, they're in between pretty much Irene and the intersection of 46 and 25. Some intense stuff going on right now. It just pretty much in between 25 and 46 intersection and the 4681 intersection there, Meridian Corner, I believe. But Worthing, Laverne, Minnesota getting hit. Laverne, probably within the next 20 to 30 minutes, you'll start to get on some rain and some storms there within the next 10-ish minutes, or not 10-ish, between the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. Something going big going on at West 10th Street, at least 20 cars present here. I can go look. So there has not been an update to the police call log, so I cannot say what it is, but I'm kind of here for the weather anyway. But if I do get an update for that, I will let you guys know about it, even though this is a weather stream. But the last call I got here is at 5:47 for suspicious activity on North Wayland and East Russell. So all right, we did get an upgraded severe thunderstorm warning here. Heavy rain and hail up to the size of golf balls 4 miles northeast of Lesterville. So this has been upgraded to a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. So tennis ball sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gust for this severe thunderstorm warning. This is what we're looking at here. Just along Highway 46 here is where that part of the cell is going to be the most intense. That is moving to the east. It is moving, or it's now starting the shift southeast. This is moving southeast at 10 now. So eventually we're going to have to keep the lookout for Irene, Wakanda, Volin, that area, kind of moving towards that. So raining hard in Freeman and Small Hill. Yeah, you guys just got in on that, that thunderstorm moving through here. This is kind of worrying me here. Not really in the fact of like tornadoes or anything like that, just for the fact of hail and wind. This all converging and then moving to the southeast here. We got to be watching here, especially over towards the Sioux City area. This pretty much this area that I'm going to circle here is where we're going to start watching, especially for this stuff up here to move. That's kind of where we got to watch here over the next probably about hour or so. So let's take a look down here. Nothing over here. Still that tornado warning up there to the north in North Dakota. Oh, excuse me. Huh. Let me just back this out and move this over here real quick. Sorry guys, I'm reading this discussion post. I'm gonna try to brief you on what's going on here. Okay, so this pretty much, as it moves through the Sioux Falls area, like I was saying earlier, that this environment out here is just looks very conducive to re-intensify this line. So that's kind of what I'm worried about. Is just as it gets past the Sioux Falls area, it'll suck up all this moisture, all this heat out of the atmosphere, and just plow to the southeast. It is long enough at this point. Yeah, at this point, it would be long enough if it did go completely severe. And then did move along the state, that it could be classified at the end of it as a derecho, but I'm saying that way too early, and I should not be saying it at all. But it looks like it's starting to fall apart over Sioux Falls. It looks like it, but it's not falling apart over Sioux Falls. It's probably more intense than it has been. The only reason, and this is my theory, especially for the people that say the stuff about the Sioux Falls weather dome, there is a weather dome in Sioux Falls. It's called the National Weather Service radar. The National Weather Service radar cannot see straight up into the clouds and project it onto radar, so it looks like there's nothing going on in Sioux Falls. That's my theory with that. But as it gets past the radar here, because it can't see directly over the radar, you cannot, no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to, unless you have a 180 degree radar, which the WSR 88Ds, the weather radars, are not 180 degree radars. They only go up to 8 degrees of tilt. So this is 8 degrees of tilt. And it gives a better picture of what's going on in the atmosphere, but it's shooting at an 8 degree angle there. So, and then this is 5 degrees. This is what most meteorologists use. This is kind of what we look for, especially when it comes to surface-based threats like wind and hail and tornadoes. This is the best look that we want to have, is right here. So the wind is picking up in T. Yeah, you're getting in on the boundary here along the frontal edge of this storm system. If we look at our SRV here, our storm relative velocity, you can definitely see that line here as it moves off to the southeast here, and that is the wind line. So like all of these Midwestern storms, when they have a big long line, we have a leading edge here, and that is where most of the wind is, right along the edge of all these storms here. So any rotation in Lesterville. Longer thunder strong enough to shake my house. LOL. I've been corrected. Yeah, I heard that too. Is definitely hitting. So let's look at that velocity. There is broad rotation just to the east now of Lesterville. Nothing too crazy. If I look at the NROT here, there's a little elevated spot of NROT, so the wind shear that helps create tornadoes, but nothing too crazy as of now. But there is definitely a hook on radar here, and that is going to be something we're going to have to start worrying about probably. At least I do. You guys don't always stay weather prepared, but this is going to be something that I'm going to have to start watching again over the next couple of minutes here. I would say that as this starts to eat, this line starts to eat away at this cell, that'll kind of diminish the tornado threat, but there's always a threat of tornadoes, especially with these long lines of storms. Quick spin up tornadoes are so common with these long lines of storms, and most of the time they go unwarned because it takes 5 minutes for them to get started up, drop a tornado, they're on the ground for a minute, and then they lift back up. So is Baltic safe? Yes, Baltic is safe. We're kind of, especially like Baltic, Hartford, Crooks, we're starting to get out of this. So over the next 5 to 10 minutes, you'll start to see it start clearing up and start to see it stop raining. So yeah, how bad is the storm going to actually be in Sioux Falls? Yeah, pretty much heavy rain and wind. That's pretty much what we're looking at this point. So What's the triangle near Garrettson? The triangle near Garrettson here is a hail marker. So every once in a while, my radar will try to be really helpful and tell me how big hail is or how deep a hail core is. And yeah, it'll try to tell me, hey, there's some big hail going on here or some hail going on here. So how bad is Yankton going to be? I'm actually about to go over this warning here for Yankton here, but Garrettson, South Dakota, we'll go over you real quick before we get into this warning. You're on the just the back side of this thunderstorm here. Within the next probably 10-ish minutes, you'll probably start to see that rain end and completely be out of this this thunderstorm here. So all right, so we're gonna go over this new warning here. Let me look at this real quick. Oh, that is a bit spinny, but this new warning here, severe thunderstorm warning for Yankton County in southeastern South Dakota until 6:45, and at 6:06 a severe thunderstorm was located near Utica, or 11 miles north of Yankton, moving southeast at 15, and the main threat with this storm, ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. This is radar indicated. It will be to Mayfield and Utica around 6:10, so a minute from now, and Yankton around 6:15. So it'll start to rain and it'll start to storm by 6:15 here. So Le Mars, Iowa, Le Mars, you guys will get in later on with this line here. That's what we're looking at. Canton, also this line here. This looks like nothing, but there's definitely something going on right there because the radar is right there at the airport in Sioux Falls and cannot see directly over Sioux Falls that well. So, how will Brookings be? Brookings is on the backside of all of this, so cloudy, nearby thunderstorm. It's overcast at 10,000 feet, but not at the ground. So, yeah. Looking back here at Yankton, let me look here. This is kind of a little, this is, I would not be surprised here within the next 5 minutes if this persists on radar, if there's a tornado warning in place for Yankton and Utica and Mission Hill. This area right here, I would not be surprised. So there is a very good rotational signature here between Lesterville and Utica, just to the north of Utica at this point. And the NROT is high. There is definitely a blip on radar there that is conducive for helping a tornado form there. So within the next 5-ish minutes, I would not be surprised if there is a tornado warning issued for this cell. Definitely really good couplet there just to the north of Utica. And it is moving to the southeast, so Yankton would be included in this warning. There is also a definite hook on radar. This is a supercell through and through, that classic hook there, but there is no warning from the National Weather Service at this point, so I am going to wait to kind of delve into that until a warning is issued, and if a warning is issued, but just keep an eye on that, especially just stay tuned to us or any other trusted source. Kind of just keep an eye on this because this is not really sitting right with me. This does not look great. So what will Wagner get? Wagner's kind of in that weird area that they're a little bit far away from the radar, but they're kind of close to the radar. But you're about to get in on this thunderstorm here in between Lake Andes and Wagner here. So within the next 5-ish minutes, you'll start to get some heavy rain, maybe even some hail. But the main storm that I'm really concerned about here is just to the east of Lesterville at this point. Definitely some rotation there. Taking a look at spectrum width. I'm not going to see anything on that. Derived. Definitely some big hail in there as well. This is our hail map here. This kind of gives us a better look at like depicting hail in the atmosphere. So this this little blip here, 1.5 inch up to almost 2 inches for this little blip, and then also just to the southeast of Freeman there, almost 2.5 inches, 2.25 inches there as well. So how about Marion? Marion here is just in that severe thunderstorm warning still. Just getting in on some heavy rain at this point, maybe some gusty winds, some small hail. But within the next probably 10 to 15 minutes, you'll see that storm kind of move out of your area. But you are in the severe thunderstorm warning still, so I would still stay in shelter, still just be in that area there. Just got on Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls is experiencing this thunderstorm here. Nothing too crazy, some small hail, some gusty winds at this point, but there's definitely something going on in Sioux Falls. So just the radar can't see it. So anything big heading towards Rock Rapids. So Rock Rapids will experience this part of the cell here, this part of the line here, moving southeast here. Some small hail, maybe some gusty winds. Waiting to see what the National Weather Service thinks about it as it makes its way out of Sioux Falls here, because kind of I don't really want to speak for the National Weather Service or anything, but I always think, especially as storms move through Sioux Falls, it's kind of a regroup period, kind of seeing what the storms are doing, especially as they go over the Sioux Falls area, because there's not really much to see, especially when you can't see anything because the radar's right here. So what's Parker looking like for the night? So Parker will continue to get this cell here, and then within the next 15 to 20-ish minutes, you'll see that rain kind of move out of the area. It moves through pretty quick here. We may see some redevelopment on the backside. I will keep watching for that. But we have seen the atmosphere kind of recharge a little bit. Huron's over there 77 degrees, 61 degree dew point there, 72 in De Smet, 68 degree dew point. So numbers are still looking okay, especially for severe weather development, but we'll continue to watch that. Irene is in the severe thunderstorm warning, but are on the edge of the severe thunderstorm warning. You're not in the severe thunderstorm warning, but you're definitely on the edge of it. We'll continue to see this thunderstorm here, and this is bugging me completely. Holy moly. Nothing on correlation coefficient, definitely some hail here. That correlation coefficient's picking up, but this is bugging me. There is that tornado warning. There it is. So, tornado warning for southern Yankton County in southeastern South Dakota until 6:45. 6:14, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Utica, or 7 miles northwest of Yankton, moving southeast at 15. This dangerous storm will be towards Yankton and the Lewis and Clark State Recreational Area around 6:20. And Mission Hill around 6:30. So, this is the new tornado warning. I was talking about it a little bit earlier. I didn't want to say anything more about it until the National Weather Service issued something, because God forbid something does get disseminated wrong. But right over Utica. If there is anything going on, it is right over Utica. So, tornado safety precautions. If you are in Yankton, if you are in Mission Hill, if you are in Utica, downstairs, lowest floor of your home. If you don't have a basement, if you're in a mobile home or anything, seek better shelter, please. So, if you are in any of these areas, if you're in the polygon, please seek shelter. There is a tornado warning now in effect. This is the most classic a supercell can look, especially in terms of a hook echo. Especially with this donut hole just to the north of Utica. That was really bugging me. This right here, that could be a tornado there. It is not reported as on the ground, but you should treat it as on the ground. So this is moving to the southeast at 15 miles an hour. It is just tracking along here to the southeast. So if you are in Yankton, like I was saying, tornado safety precautions. If you're in Utica, tornado safety precautions. It is right over you. Green skies and Beaver Creek. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Definitely some reasons to be going green over there. So this is pretty much our only cell that we have that is looking tornadic. There is a little spot over near Freeman, but this looks too broad and it's in the middle of the cell. Not saying that it couldn't do anything, but this is pretty much looking like our only tornado making cell at this point. Should Lesterville peeps shelter with this? This is to the southwest or southeast of you at this point. You're not in the severe thunderstorm warning or the tornado warning. It is moving away from you, but I would not go anywhere towards Utica or Yankton at this point. If you were on like 46, gonna head to 81, I would just chill. So, yeah. So if you're in Utica, of course, take shelter. If you're in Mission Hill, take shelter. You're in this as well. If you're in Yankton, take shelter as well. The airport, clear nearby thunderstorms, visibility is 10. Definitely plenty of moisture in the air. But this is kind of looking like this hook here is occluding. But this definitely could be a recycler at this point. Let's look back at our relative velocity here. Let's kind of let's take a playback here, and just see where we came from here. So earlier I was talking about that rotation in between Lesterville and Utica, and then we move this along. It kind of gets its crap together, shall we say, and then moves into the Utica area, and it has occluded a little bit at this point, but it is still tornado warned. So treat it like it's on the ground. If you're in the polygon, respect the polygon. If I was in Yankton, I would be seeking shelter, but there's probably some good looks going on to the north of Yankton at this point. Rain, hail, and Wagner. Yeah, you guys are definitely getting in on that cell there that is moving into the Wagner area. So if you're in the Wagner area, I know you're not under a severe thunderstorm warning, but just take some precautions, just so you don't get hit in the head with some hail or something like that. What direction is it going? The tornadic storm is moving to the southeast at 15 miles an hour. It is 7 miles northwest of Yankton, so it is moving directly towards Yankton at this point. We'll just let you see this. Kind of get a good bearing of where it is. So the tornadic part of the storm is right over Utica at this point. It is moving to the southeast, and let me get some cross streets. Maybe this will help you. So 304th Street, it's on 304th Street at this point. It would be 304th Street and 436th Avenue is where that hook and that rotation is. Or would be over at this point. So 304th and 436th. I don't know what county road that would be. I'm not really familiar with it. I should probably get more familiar with it, but at this point, that's all I've got for kind of road names. But it is moving towards the Cargill-Napa Junction, if that is a little bit helpful. So Cargill-Napa Junction, Yankton Sharpshooters, that their complex over there. Another place would be kind of the airport, definitely moving towards the airport. So where this rotation would just be over Utica right now. And it's kind of occluded at this point. So occlusion, what that means is you see how we have this here, this hook here. This is the beginning stages of a tornadic supercell. It hooks, it rotates, there is that hook, there is the donut hole. If there was a tornado on the ground, this would be as classic could get. The donut hole closes up and it gets sucked back into the cell, and then it restarts the process again. So as it moves to the south here, it might redevelop a new hook and hook back in, and there you go. There's where that tornado would be. But at this point, it does not have a well-defined hook, but there's definitely rotation with it. So this rotation's kind of hopped around a little bit now at this point. So is there rotation west of Avon? Is there rotation west of Avon? There is some broad rotation in between or just to the south of Wagner, but nothing too terribly crazy there. Just to the south and to the west of Wagner at this point. But is it going to hit the Sioux Falls area? No, this is Yankton. Sioux Falls has already gotten hit at this point, so. So looking at our NROT here, our wind shear, this right over 81 at this point would be where we're looking at. So if you're on 81, get to shelter. Heard Utica has a tornado. They're under a tornado warning. It is radar indicated at this point, but always treat it like it's on the ground. Velocity isn't really that tight. No, it has occluded at this point, but it's definitely still there. Earlier, it was definitely there, right there. That's when that tornado warning, just right as that tornado warning was issued. So is Lesterville fine now from tornado? Got really heavy rainfall and hail here and there. Yes, they are safe from the tornado at this point. The only thing that I'd be worried about is if this decides it wanted to hook over and then decides to tornado make as well. But at this point, it doesn't really look like it's doing that. There is some broad rotation just to the south of Lesterville, right here. But nothing too terribly crazy at this point. Vermilion getting anything? Vermilion will get in on this line. This line here. This is all moving southeast. So. But Gage, to answer your question, yes, Lesterville is good right now. It's definitely going to continue raining and possibly might get some hail and some wind. But at this point, you're not under severe thunderstorm warning or anything like that. So, yes, no problem. Definitely starting to see that hook kind of come back near Utica. That's kind of thing we're going to have to watch out for. This was all the way back probably an hour ago. So this was an hour ago when that storm was kind of just setting itself off here near Lesterville. And looking an hour ahead at what's going on right now. Definitely lots of stuff going on. Scotland just started with hail. Yeah, Scotland definitely getting some right now. Confirmed touchdown or rotation. I would love to see if there's actually a confirmed touchdown or something. So that rotation here is moving towards the Mission Hill area in between Yankton and Mission Hill. So definitely starting to get something going here. It's kind of hopped around over the past couple of radar scans. There's definitely that inflow notch over here just to the south of Utica, but there's also rotation all along this line here. That we're going to have to watch for. There's little stuff showing on correlation coefficient. Let me see here. There was correlation coefficient blips earlier, but that was hail. This is all hail right here. But at this point, there's nothing on correlation coefficient. Is Sioux Falls basically done already? At this point, yes, but also could be a possible no. There is a possibility as this starts to warm back up back here that we might get some redevelopment later tonight. But right now, I'm kind of focused on this. But here in a little bit, if this tornado warning does get canceled or it weakens, I will go over the model runs with you guys. So. Definitely, if there is not a tornado going on, there's definitely some strong winds along Highway 81 right now. Confirmed tornado. At this point, I have not gotten any reports of a tornado. But there is a tornado warning, so I always treat those as reported tornadoes. I'm going to take a look here at something else. Okay. Let's look back at here. Let's play this along here real quick. So another thing we're going to have to watch out for is this cell up here towards Laverne, Rock Rapids. This is starting to get some more intense winds along with it. So Steen, Lester, Larchwood Hills, you're getting in on it right now. Rock Rapids here within the next 10 to 15 minutes, you'll be getting in on it as well. As you guys can see there, that like line here, kind of like Boeing line segment here. We're going to have to watch out for that just in case it does go warned. And then as we start to get out of the Sioux Falls area, we'll start to see this area kind of fill in with some storms as well. The Yankton live cam seems to give you a good picture right now. Okay, let me see if I can't find any. So yeah, no, I don't see. I'm on the second floor. Is the bathroom the best place to go in my apartment if needed? I would get downstairs. I would, I personally have neighbors. I live in an apartment building as well. I have neighbors that I can go downstairs to. Yeah, get to the lowest floor of the building. Never stay on the second floor. Heavy rain here in Laverne. Yeah, you got some rain going on up there as well. But this is kind of what we're worried about right now. In between Utica and Mission Hill. This little blip here. That is what we're watching. Right along 81 there. Is what we're watching here for a possible tornado just to the north of Yankton there. So correlation coefficient, nothing really on here. PTDS, potential for tornadic debris signature, another thing that we can use on the radar here. Not showing anything at this point, especially from multiple angles. Not showing anything, but our velocity, definite velocity couplet there. Traveling from Vermilion to Sioux Falls, should I wait a little bit? Are you getting on the interstate, or what way are you taking? Are you taking 19 up to 19 to 46? Because I know some people do take that 19 to 46, or just 29 straight up. If you're taking 29 straight up, if you're going right now, you'd probably make it to Beersford before you hit this new warning or hit anything crazy. But if you need to go, you can go. I wouldn't want to go at this point unless I was chasing storms. But if you do go, you'll end up getting in on some gusty winds, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and quarter-size hail. So there's definitely some stuff going on in Yankton, though. Definite wall cloud along with it. If I'm looking Yeah, that looks like a wall cloud. I don't believe I can show this on our stream, but there's definitely some stuff going on in Yankton at this point. There is that blip on the radar there. There is the rotation there in between Utica and Mission Hill. If there isn't anything going on, definitely some severe winds going on. Looking at our storm relative velocity, 68 mile an hour on the radar just to the north along Highway 81. What about the cell over near Mitchell? Oh, hold on 1 second. I will get to that. But 71 mile an hour wind gust at 23 UTC, so 30 minutes ago, 5 miles south of Freeman. What is Yankton looking like right now? They had their warning sirens. There's a tornado warning, so yes, there's okay, so pretty much anytime there is a tornado warning, any community in the tornado warn area will sound their sirens. So there is a rotational couplet just to the north of Yankton. It is moving to the southeast, but Yankton is in that warning, so they will sound off their tornado sirens. This cell near Mitchell, I would not be surprised if this does go warned for hail. Pretty dark hail core there. Let's take a look at our hail here. 1.3 inches on radar there. So, also these hail cores down here towards Yankton too are pretty dark as well. This could skirt Vermilion. Yes, it could, because this storm is starting to move to the east. This new warning: Clay County in southeastern South Dakota, southwestern Lincoln County in southeastern South Dakota, southeastern Turner County in southeastern South Dakota until 7:30. So at 6:27, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Chancellor to near Irene, moving east now at 20 miles an hour. 60 mile an hour wind gusts in quarter-size hail. Viborg and Davis around 6:35, and Centerville around 6:40. Other locations impacted include Beersford. So these are now starting to move to the east. And I would not be surprised if this tornadic storm does start to move to the east as well. The only thing that I could see stopping the storm from continuing to be tornadic is if this eats it all up. That's the only thing I could see stopping it from continuing to be tornadic. Because that is still there. But this is also from... Okay, so this is the new update. This right here is the new update. So this couplet still along 81. It's kind of just stayed there. There's also some new warnings down here in Nebraska. I'll have to switch radars for here in a second, but I kind of want to stay here on this tornado warning just for a few minutes here. Calm down on your clicking. I can't, AJ. I'm sorry. I'm clicking stuff. My mouse just sounds like that, but... Sioux County, are we getting a tornado? No, you're not. You are not getting a tornado in Sioux County. How about Sioux Falls? This stuff has already moved through Sioux Falls. But, as I was saying earlier, this couplet is still just to the north of Yankton. That's where we're looking at for a possible tornado. What about St. Helena, Nebraska, just south of Yankton? St. Helena would be in line for this tornadic storm if it continues to the southeast. Some new hail report in Menno. Emergency manager called to report golf ball hail in Menno. Is Madison, South Dakota getting thing, or did it pass? It already passed through Madison at this point. Chances it hits Vermilion. Chances it hits Vermilion, a good 90% for the severe thunderstorm aspects of it. Tornadic, I couldn't give you a percentage on that, but definitely going to get in on some severe weather. You are under severe thunderstorm warning at this point. What's the status for Yankton? If you're in Yankton, I hope you're in your tornado safety areas. This is still to the north of town, but it's moving to the southeast towards you. So if you are in Yankton area, I would be in that tornado safety precaution area. This is still for another 8 minutes, and we have not gotten an update from the National Weather Service. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with this warning at this point. But it does look like this storm is starting to get ate by this this other storm here. But there's still definitely, pretty much just to the north of the airport at this point, definitely a couplet for a possible tornado there. There's also a little blip here on South Dakota 52 here on the bypass here over by the river. Just to the east of the Bonham colony. In between the Bonham colony and Yankton here, there's a little blip there as well. What is the status of that rotating storm for Beersford timeline? This storm is not moving towards you. This storm is, though. The one between Hurley, Irene, and Wakanda, that is moving towards you. That will be to you within the next half an hour. Heavy rain and hail in Yankton. Yes, within the next 10-ish minutes, you'll be getting in on some very heavy rain and hail, and possibly a tornado. Sioux Falls never sees anything. We got a thunderstorm earlier. Is this heading... any of this coming to Vermilion? It is moving towards the Vermilion area. The tornado warning is not. I will clarify that. The tornado warning is not, but you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. How about the Viborg-Hurley area? So Hurley, definitely in the severe thunderstorm warning. You're definitely getting on some stuff right now. And Viborg is just starting to get hit by the severe thunderstorm warning at this point. I'm in Irene, very bad wind here. Yeah, you guys are just starting to get in on that severe thunderstorm, so. Alcester area, you'll be next in line for this severe thunderstorm warning as well, if they do extend it. That's probably what it'll look like. So Elk Point, Spink, Hayward, Hudson, Akron, Craig. Possibly Sioux Center, but not sure at this point. Gayville, head into shelters. You're not in the tornado warning at this point, but I would definitely keep an eye on it just because this is starting to consume, this storm is starting to consume the tornadic part of this storm. So if it does eat itself up and continue to be tornadic, this could start heading towards the east. Where's the tornado road relative to Yankton? If it was on the ground right now, it would be just to the east of the airport. Or it would be just the northeast of the airport, right about here. Because the airport is right here. And that rotation is right there. The fact that they haven't updated this warning is kind of a good sign. Because if they're not updating it, they're probably not looking to extend it. But I could be wrong at this point. But it is usually a good thing that they don't update them. I live in Canton. What are we going to get? Canton, you'll be getting in on some rain and possible thunderstorms here within the next probably 5-ish minutes. 5 to 10. Catch the tail end of this line here. Nothing too crazy, but a good rain shower, maybe some thunder and lightning. Is Lennox in the clear now? Lennox is not in a severe thunderstorm warning. You're kind of in between thunderstorms at this point. So you got one right here and then you got one right here. So Yes. At this point, you're in the clear. Any more hail? All along this big line here, and then some parts just to the south of Mitchell, and then just to the south of Canastota as well, in between Freeman and Canastota. Definitely could get in on some hail. And then also this little cell up here as well, we're going to have to watch just in case it re-intensifies. What about Harrisburg? Are they going to get a tornado? No. Anything from Mitchell, this stuff is over Mitchell right now, just to the south of Mitchell. Nothing too crazy, severe, or anything like that. What about Huron Redfield area? Clear at this point. Actually, few clouds, visibility of 10 miles, winds to the south or east-southeast at 10, and a temp of 80. It actually sounds very nice. Northern Elk Point. This is the first time I've ever heard my hometown mentioned. Oh, God bless the USA. Holy moly, I never thought I'd be able to hear Elk Point on here. Elk Point, definitely going to get in on some severe weather later tonight. This severe thunderstorm warning does include Vermilion, so Clay County. So, you know, over by the rest stop, over by the coffee cup there, just to that line there is where that severe thunderstorm ends. But this is starting to move towards you. So we'll have to keep watching that, moving towards the Elk Point area. So this tornado warning is still in effect. So I'm guessing they're just going to let it expire because they let that severe thunderstorm warning on the backside of it expire. Looking at the velocity here, still some good stuff there if you like tornadoes. Just to the northeast of the downtown Yankton area, so like over by the ice rink, so the 4-H building, that's where pretty much where it would be, just to the north of that. Anything towards Beersford, yes. Beersford is parts of Beersford is under a severe thunderstorm warning. We don't want it in Elk Point. Yeah, I know you guys don't want it. Cassie, can you tell Nevaeh hi for me? How's the baby doing? But looking at our reflectivity again, definitely starting to see that kind of just continue to push to the east towards Beersford, Spink, Vermilion, and then also they did cancel that tornado warning for Yankton. So if you're in Yankton, Utica, Mission Hill, you are now not under a tornado warning anymore. That storm to the west kind of came through and ate up the other storms. So what I'd be expecting out of this storm system here is that this storm system here kind of conglomerates and moves to the southeast. Is that tornado going to continue to develop, or is it pulling up? There's no tornado warning anymore at this point, but there is a new severe thunderstorm warning, and it is considerable. So 6:44 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Yankton, moving south now at 10 miles an hour. So the severe thunderstorms warning is for southern Yankton County in southeastern South Dakota. 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and $50 size hail. This severe thunderstorm will be to Yankton, Lewis and Clark State Recreational Area, and Mission Hill around 6:50. So, if you're in Yankton, within the next 5-ish minutes, you'll be getting in on possibly 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Definitely going through towards the airport. I would love to see what the airport, the weather station at the airport's doing right now, because these updates do take a while for these weather stations, so. But considerable severe thunderstorm warning at this point for Yankton. 70-mile-an-hour wind gust. $50 sized hail. So. All right. This warning's still in effect for Clay County, southwestern Lincoln, southeastern Turner, until 7:30 as well. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Still the threat with that. Platt is sunny right now, and I'm at the campground by the river. Yeah, Platt, you guys are kind of past everything at this point. So out here, all the stuff's over here towards Mitchell, and points to the east. So definitely enjoy that campground. Looks like George, Iowa is going to be missed. George might get in on some thunderstorms. Might. So there is a new severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Knox County in northeastern Nebraska and northern Cedar County until 7:30. So at 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 4 miles southeast of Vollen to Crofton to 2 miles north of Center, moving southeast at 15. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and quarter-sized hail is the threat with this. So Crofton, St. Helena around 6:50, Bloomfield and Fordyce around 6:50, Wynot and at 7:05. So 1 inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts is the threat with this. We also have these storms here: Coleridge, Laurel, Allen, Hartington, Wayne, Pender, getting in on those as well. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Public reported quarter-sized hail in Belden around 6:25. Laurel just getting hit now. So those will move towards the Sioux City area and the Elk Point area and that area as well. So pretty much Union County, those storms are going to be moving towards. And what we're kind of looking for is if these ones are going to join the party with these Yankton cells and make a big line. So what's Yankton doing? Getting hailed on and some wind. Some hail over the airport right now. The last update from the weather station out at the airport was at 5:56. So hopefully here within the next couple of minutes we'll get a new update from the airport, seeing what it's doing right now. We got a severe thunderstorm warning over here for northwestern Antelope and southwestern Knox County. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and half-dollar-sized hail. So remain over mainly rural areas of the warning area: Highway 14 and 59 Junction, Grove Lake Recreational Area, and the Ashfall Fossil Bed State Historical Park. That's a really cool state park, I will say that much. If you're ever down here, go visit it. A bunch of fossils over there. But it is under a severe thunderstorm warning at this point, so don't go visit it now. But there is that new update. 68-mile-an-hour wind gust at 6:45 at the airport there in Yankton. So currently in Yankton, we have a wind gust of 51 mile, or the wind is steady at 51 miles an hour, gusts to 58 or 68. Apologies. So definitely getting in on some very, very, very gusty winds there in the Yankton area at this point. So if you're in Yankton, and if you haven't already noticed that you're getting hit by a severe thunderstorm warning, take shelter, please. Krieger, I don't think I can look at those on stream. I think that we will get taken down, but you know what? We'll do it. I don't think we'll actually get taken down, but there is the Yankton area right now. That's what's happening in the Yankton area right now. So definitely that gusty winds along the water. Definitely getting in on that severe thunderstorm. So how will Hurley look later tonight? After these storms move through, we do have the possibility of some redevelopment, but nothing too crazy at this point. Just starting to get nasty in Centerville. Yeah, you're starting to get in on that severe thunderstorm. So is Sioux Falls done for now? Or is Sioux Falls done now? Yes, at this point, Sioux Falls is done, sadly. For the people that want thunderstorms and stuff, yes, we're done for now. If this stuff continues to move to the east, we'll get in on it, though. I'll circle that up for you. There you go. For all you thunderstorm lovers, be praying to the anti-Sioux Falls Weather Dome gods to get in on this thunderstorm. So, will these hit Beersford, and if so, when? Within the next 10 to 15 minutes, this thunderstorm will be to Beersford. It's hitting hard in Wakanda. Small rotation just started and broke right over town. Yeah, there's definitely some rotation in between Irene and Wakanda there. Right there. You are not wrong. Coming to Vermilion? Yes. Coming to Vermilion. So they did upgrade this warning from the Omaha office. The National Weather Service in Omaha upgraded it to 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts for Lindy, Crofton, Fordyce, St. Helena, Wynot, Bloomfield, and just to the north side of Hardington. And this is probably because the ASOS station at the airport in Yankton recorded that 68-mile-an-hour wind gust. So, Sioux Falls is going to get missed again. Well, I mean, we didn't get missed earlier. It just wasn't severe. That's the thing I don't understand is that most people hope for severe weather. And it's just like, why don't we want to avoid all of the property damage and stuff like that that comes along with severe weather? But I can see the thrill of it because, I mean, I am a student meteorologist and trying to get my meteorology degree because I absolutely love what weather can do. But, yeah. And that is not a shot at anybody, but I just some questions in my head. But yes, looking back here, definitely that rotation over near Wakanda, just to the north there. Spot's been going on for a little bit there. Just passed through Irene, over just to the north of Wakanda at this point. So our main area of concern, down here in between pretty much just near Hurley, all the way south to near Bloomfield, Nebraska. Not asking for a tornado, asking for a nice thunderstorm and not a slight rain. Yeah, I get that. I do. Is there a tornado? No, there's not. Any tornado update? There's not a tornado. Might all meet in Sioux City. Yeah, I mean, they're all probably trying to go protest their sewer system being right on the edge of I-29. So, yep. That is probably what all of these thunderstorms are doing. Canton, South Dakota going to hit hard or sideswipe. You're going to get in on the edge of this storm system. How's Verdigris look? Verdigris. Verdigris, you got a severe thunderstorm out to your west, and then you got a severe thunderstorm out to your east. And the severe thunderstorm to your south. But nothing over you at this point. You did have a severe thunderstorm warning for you earlier, but at this point, nothing for you right now. Did I just open a bottle of wine? No, I did not. My child is under my desk right now, kicking my desk, and playing with a pop container. You know those pop containers from Target? You pop open, you put your cereal in. He's got one of those. So our weather studio is getting a renovation done to it. We got some new desks coming in, some new stuff for some of our staff that help us out with the severe weather coverage. And so while that's going on, I'm having to do this stuff from my home. So I wish I was opening a bottle of wine. It's definitely going to be needed after today. But did the storm split before Sioux Falls? No, they did not. They kept in a line and they went right over Sioux Falls, and then they kind of just fell apart after Sioux Falls. So, has Lesterville basically somewhat cleared besides heavy rain? Yes, at this point, yes. You're on the edge of that severe thunderstorm warning. Like 6 blocks of Lesterville is under a considerable severe thunderstorm warning at this point, but yes. So, we just got a dangerous storm alert for Vermilion. Just probably because of this severe thunderstorm warning you've been under. You've been under this since 6:27 for 30 minutes now, so. Vermilion, South Dakota, what's going to happen for us in Vermilion? You'll get in on this severe thunderstorm here within probably the next half an hour to 45 minutes. What's Fordyce look like? Fordyce is about to get in on some good wind. Paige, I'm kind of freaking out. Don't freak out. It's going to be all right. Just make sure you take your precautions. Make sure you get into shelter. Nothing too crazy is going to happen. You just need to make sure you got your precautions in place. That was some crazy lightning out my window. I will say that much, though. If you're looking to the south right now and you're outside in, like, the Sioux Falls area, seeing that was pretty cool. Will Haywarden get the northern or southern part of this storm? It will pretty much get the central part of it. If it continues to move to the east here, we'll get the main part of the storm. It's okay, Shay, just breathe. Yeah, just breathe. It'll be all right. Is there a tornado by Centerville? At this point, no. Not that I'm aware of, no. That rotational signature has kind of fell apart, so. Just to the east of Wakanda there. But there is a little bit of broad rotation over just to the north in between Wakanda and Volin, but nothing too crazy right now. In west edge of Vermilion, watching big system coming from Hartington area, wall cloud unclear, but there's definitely at least scud. Yeah, there's. I would not be surprised if the storms to the south are more inflow dominant, and these ones are starting to become more outflow dominant, so more wind makers. Yeah. We have some good CG visible in Sioux Falls. Yeah, there was some decent lightning strikes to the south there. Any updates on North Yankton by the airport? So probably about 10-ish minutes ago. Yeah, about 10 to 15 minutes ago. You had a wind gust of 68 miles an hour. So that was pretty crazy. But yeah, you're still under the considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail, and that is in effect until 7:30. So pretty much for the next 30 minutes, just hunker down, as you'll continue to get that rain and that hail, and that wind, of course. So, excuse me. That is not what I wanted. Trying to pull chat back up. So, let's just press play on this, see where this goes here. So, where are we? Well, we're in southeastern South Dakota, in northeastern Nebraska, and western Iowa here. And what are we doing? What are we looking at? Well, we're looking at this line of storms here. We're also looking at this line of storms here, and then all this stuff on the back end. Now, the real question is, what's going to happen over the next probably hour or so? So, what the situation is right now is this stuff is moving a bit slow. Decent clip. 20 miles an hour. 10 miles an hour. That one wouldn't get a speeding ticket in a school zone. So that's a good thing. This one is moving southeast at 15. So this one also wouldn't get a ticket in a school zone. But all this stuff to the south here, these warnings have gotten canceled. So what I'm guessing is this stuff kind of gets absorbed by this here as it starts to move this way and just that line there. So anything for Madison. Madison is in the clear right now. Clear and calm. No wind. Calm. enjoy it. There's definitely some little bit of hail in between Yankton and Mission Hill at this point as well. And then just over near Wakanda, some hail cores as well. That's also something we need to watch out for. They have upgraded this severe thunderstorm warning about a minute ago to considerable for Vermilion and Beersford for 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Let's look at our storm relative velocity. There is that little spot right there. Pretty intense winds just in between Gayville and Meckling to the north. Then just to the east of Wakanda as well. So these will continue to push to the east. Beersford, Spink, Alcester, Elk Point. Get to thinking on, hey, where's my car gonna go? Hey, I think today's Monday. Tomorrow, Tuesday, is trash day in Elk Point. So maybe don't put your trash cans outside if you're in Elk Point. Just yet. So I'd think about like 10 o'clock to put those trash cans out there in Elk Point. If I remember correctly, Tuesday is trash day in Elk Point. So I lived in Elk Point for 18 of my 20 years of life. So the last time I did live there, it was, or 19 years, sorry. And last time I was there, it was Tuesday. What's my favorite soup? Clam chowder. But other than clam chowder, 70-mile-an-hour wind gust soup. That is what we're looking for. They have downgraded that severe thunderstorm warning in Nebraska to 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So that is good. That is very good. What are you doing, Parker? Still under my desk, doing stuff. But, so, 6:59 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from 2 miles northwest of Bloomfield, moving southeast, or 2 miles northwest of Meckling to 5 miles north of Fordyce to 6 miles northwest of Bloomfield, moving southeast at 15. Apologies there. Hazard there is 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and quarter-sized hail. So that is the main threat there with that storm. But this one here is still considerable. Blue. Favorite color is blue. But yes, this is kind of our main concern here is this blip here. Right there. That's our main concern right now. There looks to be some intensification just to the northeast of Hartington, though, in between Wynot and Maskell along Nebraska Highway 12 there. The intersection of Highway 12 and 57 there in Nebraska. Maybe getting in on some good hail. We are kind of out of the... we're in the National Weather Service Omaha coverage area. But the radar probably can see a little bit better than Omaha can. So 2.06 inch in diameter hail marker there on the radar. So anything more for Corsica? Corsica. Sorry. So, getting out here, we may have some redevelopment later tonight, but like I said, I was going to wait until all those warnings dropped off to kind of go over that. But here within the next few minutes, I'll probably head over and do that. But at this point, no. but you cannot rule out some thunderstorms later tonight. So. What happened at the shooting? Still haven't really received any. They were talking about 10th Street. I haven't gotten anything. Last call on the call log was at East 8th Street for an indecent exposure call, so I'm not sure. Plus, I'm not really on the news side of things. I'm on the weather side of things, so I'll ask about it, but I do not know. So here within the next couple of minutes, Vermilion getting in on this severe thunderstorm. Anything else for Sioux Falls since we have a weather bubble? The weather bubble is the radar. If this cell holds up, yes, but it also looks like it's starting to track more to the south, so let me get my little cursor here. Between Alexandria and Canastota there, that's kind of what we're looking at. So this continues to move to the east, which it kind of looks like it is. There is a little hail core moving along I-90 there, in between just to the east of Alexandria there. So possibly. Just starting raining here in Vermilion. Yeah, within the next couple of minutes, you'll start to get on a severe thunderstorm. So, new update from the airport, 7:05 p.m., so 4 minutes ago. The wind is calmed down, but it's definitely still thunderstorming outside, so. Sioux City is about to get smacked with this thunderstorm here. Risk factor for Vermilion as these two systems converge. So the possibility is the wind from the north here coming to the southeast here, and then the hail from the south coming to the north. So it was really bad for in Irene for 20 minutes. Yeah, you guys just got out of that severe thunderstorm, so you're on the backside of it now, which is a good thing. So Sioux City, Hubbard, Jackson, Dakota City, South Sioux City, Morningside area, maybe getting in on this hail core here. Very muggy in Sioux City right now. Yeah, at the airport it's showing 70-degree dew point temperature. They don't have a 70% relative humidity at this point. So yeah, so Morningside could get in on a hail core here. Some small hail, maybe some gusty winds. It's not under severe thunderstorm warning at this point, but there is a new one for Elk Point. Elk Point, Spink, not in Akron yet, but close. Elk Point, Jefferson, Maskell, Newcastle, and the northern portions of Ponca, and also Spink. So, the National Weather Service in Sioux Falls has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Dixon County in northeastern Nebraska and Union County in southeastern South Dakota until 8 o'clock. At 7:09 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Meckling or 7 miles north of Vermilion, moving southeast at 25 miles an hour. Another storm was located near Maskell, Nebraska, moving north at 30. So the hazard with that is 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and ping-pong ball-sized hail. I'm going to have to call my mom. People and animals outdoors will be injured. Expect hail to damage roofs, sidings, windows, and vehicles. Expect considerable tree damage, and wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. So locations impacted include Newcastle, Maskell, Elk Point, and Ponca State Park. Yeah, so also there is the Union Grove State Park here, just to the, oh wait, no, what am I saying? Yeah, just to the north here, but right on that boundary is just the north of that. I'm done. Guess I'll go put our car in the Yeah, that's probably a smart idea, Cassie. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's probably a smart idea. It's swirling 2 miles south of Fordyce. The very dark and wind died. There is definitely a couplet there on the Sioux Falls radar, just in between Fordyce and Hardington. Good eye. Good eye. Um, yeah, that has gone tornadic again, and then there's also a couplet along the line here, just to the west of Vermilion. There, so there's a TVS there, and the Mezzo as well. So something we got to watch out for. These pop-up tornadoes, they are possible today. So when it's completely dead in Wakanda, the rain is falling straight down. Wow. Looking at base velocity, yeah, that would make sense. That's kind of crazy though. I haven't seen that in a while. Full coverage on the POS. Couldn't get the car in the garage fast enough. That's funny. I'm lucky that I don't really have to worry about that anymore. I got my truck and it's got enough hail dents that I think I could probably win an award. So, looking at this new severe thunderstorm warning here as well, we're gonna be nice to our Nebraska friends and read this one off for you guys. This one's a new severe thunderstorm warning for west central Pierce County and northeastern Antelope County until 8 o'clock. At 7:11 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 6 miles west of Plainview or 15 miles north of Neely, moving southeast at 15. The hazard with this is 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This is radar indicated, and it is supposed to remain over rural areas of west central Pierce and northeastern Antelope counties, but this warning does include Royal, Brunswick, Plainview, Foster, and Neely. So if you're in Neely, just keep an eye on it. If you're on along US Highway 20 in between Royal and pretty much Osmond, I would take your shelter there as well. So I watch out for that. And then we're gonna hop over again. Actually, yeah, we're gonna hop over. We're gonna go over to the the North Platte radar for this one. This one is for northeastern Holt County until 8 o'clock. At 7:13 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located 14 miles southwest of Lynch or 14 miles south of Spencer, moving southeast at 30. What do you got to say, buddy? Apologies there. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and half-dollar sized hail is the hazard along with this storm. Opportunity in Midway is the locations impacted. This includes Highway 281 between mile markers 195 and 202. So if you're on 281 between 195 and 202, take your shelter. We also do got a couple different storms that I wouldn't be surprised that go warned over Atkinson. I'm guessing this one's going to gain some strength as well in between Ainsworth and Bassett. So, and then there is that. And then this one. Is this one new? This one's new. So we got a new severe thunderstorm warning. This one is for north central Antelope County and southwestern Knox County until 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And at 7:14 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles north of Orchard or 21 miles east of O'Neill, moving southeast at 25 miles an hour. And the main threats with this is 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. This will also remain over rural areas of north central Antelope and southwestern Knox County. But there is some places, the Highway 14 and 59 Junction, the Grove Lake Recreational Area, and again the Ashfall Fossil Bed State Historical Park. So, fast southward moving clouds, 500 to 1,000 AGL right now, probably 30 knots. I love the weather jargon. I wish more people spoke weather jargon to me. But 60 mile an hour wind gust, emergency manager estimating a wind gust around 60 miles an hour at the intersection of 455th and 306th over there, just to the east of Vollen. Hardington's about to get in on this severe thunderstorm warning, but not warned for Hardington. There definitely is some rotational signature over Vermilion at this point. So, and then definitely some severe winds just in the north of Vermilion along 19 as well. Flight school does that to you. Yeah. I really wanted to go to flight school as well. I really wanted to do a lot of things. I want to get my emergency management certificate, meteorology, flight stuff, go be a pilot. There's just too many things to do. Too little amount of time in your life to do it. But so our main area of concern right now is pretty much this nose head here, getting towards the Sioux City area. So Charles, are you in Vermilion right now? And if you are in Vermilion, I don't need you to tell me your exact location, but like north side, south side, by the Walmart, by the college campus, or over by the airport, or in what way are you looking? Because that'll help me out. East side of Vermilion. Okay. So, yeah, that would make sense. So, southward moving clouds. Looking west. Yep. So, southward moving scud at about 500 feet. That I would be concerned about this with. So, curling over into this, feeding this, if it does start to move towards the west. I am by Bunyan's and Vineyard on west side looking west. Yeah, you're about to get in on some intense wind there. I would get inside. 66 mile an hour wind gust there. Over by Bunyan's. My sister is by the Walmart. There is a massive wall cloud. She's just waiting for it. I wouldn't wait for it. I would get into the Walmart and try to seek shelter there. Or get out of its way, but there's not really much getting out of its way at this point. Yankton looking a little better now. The sky looks a little less dark than 15 minutes ago. Yankton is now not under a severe thunderstorm warning. So you're pretty much on the backside of this. So that's pretty nice for you guys in Yankton, especially after that 68 mile an hour wind gust earlier. So hitting good in Verm right now. Yep. What about Alcester? Alcester is not under a severe thunderstorm warning at this time. The most severe part of the storm is going to stay to the south of you, but you'll get in on some rain, maybe some gusty winds, and maybe some hail as well, some small hail. Yeah, Vermilion is getting schmucked right now. I wonder what the airport there is going to say. So the last update was at 6:55 there, and it was clear with visibility at 10 miles, and winds were east-southeast at 14. So, there is a TVS over Vermilion right now. There is definitely some good shear over Vermilion right now as well. There's no tornado warning, but there's definitely some rotation. So if you're in Vermilion, pretty much just treat it like it's a tornado warning. Just get inside, get away from your windows, lowest floor of your home. interior room or closet, maybe even a bathroom if it's the most interior point of your home. So as we start to get more into this area, Sioux City, Lamar's, Merrill, Hinton, Mobile, Kingsley, Remsen, maybe, even there. There's that new severe thunderstorm warning. This does include Hartington, so whoever was asking about Hartington earlier, I got news for you. You're under severe thunderstorm warning now, sadly. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This one's for northeastern Pierce, southeastern Knox, and Cedar County until 8 o'clock. So this is for this line here, from Wynot to Bloomfield. And just as I say that, 3 to 3.5 inch in diameter hail reported 5 minutes ago, 3 miles west of Obert. This was from this hail core not even 5 minutes ago. That is moving towards the Vermilion area. So if you are in Vermilion, you have the possibility to experience that hail. 3 to 3.5 inch in diameter hail. This is not warned for that, but there's definitely is a possibility of that. They did issue a new severe thunderstorm warning, and this is for Vermilion. At 7:21 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Union Grove State Park to near Vermilion, moving southeast at 30, so starting to move quicker. Hazard is 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, but as I was saying earlier, you have that possibility of experiencing that hail. Severe thunderstorms will be near Vermilion now. So they're not wasting any time. Vermilion now. The severe damage threat is considerable. Hail threat is radar indicated under 75, 3/4 of an inch, but I'm not sure of that, especially since that 3 inches in diameter hail was reported. Not even if you were taking a plane like Charles would. It would be about 5 nautical miles from the airport. Between 5 and 10 nautical miles from the airport. In Vermilion. Should be clear about that. 5 to 10 miles from the airport in Vermilion. These cells moving hella quick. They are starting to pick up speed. Earlier, they were moving like they were in a school zone and a cop was watching them. But now they're starting to get a little bit of gumption to them. So, my daughter is at work right now in Vermilion. I do hope that her work is nice and lets her take shelter. I have worked at places that do not care if there's severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings. They just want you to keep working. So yeah, green skies. I'm pretty jealous of you guys right now. Well, not really jealous, but I would love to see some green skies. So green skies are very pretty, but they're also very scary and contain some hail and some winds that nobody really wants to experience. So I don't like the damaging storms, but wish we could get a nice booming storm in Sioux Falls. I agree. There is some storms to the west of Sioux Falls here, but they look like they're kind of falling apart on themselves. And they're starting to move more southeasterly than anything. So anything for Canton, just continue to get some rain showers. Everything severe is to the south of you at this point. Sun is coming back out west of Wakanda. Yeah, we're starting to get more sun coming out over here near Hartford, but there's also some mammatus clouds, probably about 20-ish thousand feet up, if I had to guesstimate, 20,000 feet. So definitely some instability still left in the atmosphere, especially with mammatus clouds. They kind of look like those, like those balls in the sky. So I'm telling you, it's the damn river. I don't like it. yes and no. There's a possibility of that, but I might as well just do a research paper for my final year of school on if the Sioux Falls Weather Dome is an actual thing or not. Tornado or hail, where are we talking about? Had to close up my bar an hour ago in Wakanda. Seems most of the storms is past here. Yeah, I mean, you can go reopen the bar if you'd like. Hail anywhere? Yes. There was 3-inch in diameter hail reported not even 10 minutes ago, just to the south of Vermilion. There's that severe thunderstorm warning I was talking about. They might issue over near Atkinson. I'm starting to believe it comes to us and separates and then goes right straight back into line. Well, I mean, it went to us. We definitely got hit by that line. But it didn't really regroup and re-strengthen back out here. So it's kind of like Sioux Falls said, if I can't have you, nobody can. And then Canton and like Larchwood and all them were just like, yep, nope, not gonna get hit today. But yeah, Fred, open the bar back up. You know, if I would go to the bar, but if as long as you guys have good food, because I cannot legally drink. So I find that the Midwest, especially like South Dakota and Iowa and Minnesota, have the best bar food. So, but see, you're even getting people in the chat saying I'll head down to the bar if you do. I'm just north of Vermilion, no hail here yet. Yeah, if you're just, like, if you're along 19, or like near Westerville, I know that's not like a town on the map, but like the village, Westerville, that area is not really getting much hail per se, but like along 50, over near like the 19 interchange over there, and over by the Clay County Sportsman's Club, that as well. They're getting some maybe some hail at this point. The food is delicious here in Wakanda. I definitely recommend. No, tonight we have. Well, I might come then. I don't know. Might have to see if the wife wants to come, if the weather decides it wants to die down here in a few. So glad she made it home. Yeah, I'm glad she made it home too. I didn't really hear much of the story, but at least if somebody's home, especially in this weather, that's a good thing. Yeah, no, Wakanda, the food's good. Viborg, the food is really good. Daneville, and I love that place. That place is really good too. But continuing to watch these severe thunderstorms. So 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts for that warning. 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and ping pong ball-sized hail with this warning. Excuse me. Been talking too much. But 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and ping pong ball-sized hail with this one. Elk Point's just starting to get in on this heavier rain. Some thunderstorms here. So Sioux City is just about to get in on this heavier rain and storms here. So North Sioux as well. North Sioux, Dakota Dunes, Windstone area. Maybe even a little bit of hail in that region there. So pretty much basically at this point we just have this area right here is what we're watching. I will also pop over and check out this warning here for St. James and Hanska. So there's a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Brown and Wantawan counties. So at 7:25, severe thunderstorms were located along the line near New Ulm 12 miles southwest of Butterfield or along a line from near New Ulm to 20 miles northwest of Fairmont, moving southeast at 45. So 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and small hail. St. James, Madelia, Butterfield, Hanscale, Louisville, South Branch, Darfur, Odin, LaSalle, St. James Airport, Grolian, Svedal, Eccles, and Cyrils, all impacted in this. The main hail core with this is just to the west of Hanska, or just north of LaSalle, just to the east of Highway 4 here, outside of Sleepy Eye. If you're to the south of Sleepy Eye in there. Definitely some wind along with this as well, and some slight rotation in that hail core as well, just to the north of LaSalle there in Minnesota. So we take a look back at our storms here around the Sioux Falls area. Not in the Sioux Falls area, sadly, for the people who want those storms. I got some bad news. They're not coming. They are not. Sadly. Might get in on this thunderstorm here in the south side. T. Harrisburg. Maybe. If you ask. But yeah, I'm not sure if these are going to keep falling in on their faces or feed off of whatever is left out here, but they look like they're not really doing too well on radar. So, is there a chance of tornado? It just depends on where you're asking. There's definitely some rotation over Vermilion still. And the heaviest of winds is hitting Vermilion right now. And we'll be hitting like the Elk Point area within probably the next 5-ish, 10-ish minutes. So. Okay, so pretty much at this point, looking back at our base reflectivity, really hear the wind in Vermilion, you know? Crispy donut time, better get to start selling. I'll get AJ on it. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning out here for southern Antelope County and northeastern Boone County. Until 8:15, severe thunderstorm was located near Elgin. No, excuse me. Or 10 miles southwest of Neely, moving east at 20. And that one's for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Elgin and Oakdale at around 7:35 and 7:50 respectively. So. These will move to the east. These are moving to the southeast. Still same warnings as earlier. So the main bulk of this storm is this this area over near Elk Point, Vermilion, Spink, Meckling. Meckling's kind of on the backside of it at this point. Elk Point's definitely about to get in on some smaller hail. Vermilion might be getting in on some hail right now. Spink, Akron, Westfield, you're up next. You're not in the severe thunderstorm warning yet, but I would not be surprised if the folks over there at the National Weather Service in Sioux Falls extend this warning. But at this point, you are not in one. But just keep weather aware. Just for the sake of being aware. So, how much it costs to put a business up on your page? There's so many different options that you can kind of go through. If you're interested, just message the Facebook page, and my boss will get back to you about it. I'm not sure what the cost of it is, but I'm sure he could hook you up with something. How about Jefferson? Jefferson is getting it right now. We're you're kind of in the middle of this. Both of these cells kind of merging at this point. The ones in Nebraska are kind of being ate by the ones in South Dakota and in Nebraska as well. So we had these ones developed down here towards Wayne earlier and moved to the east northeast. And then these ones were moving to the southeast. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of writing on here. But these ones were moving down here. This one was moving up here. And they're kind of just meeting in the middle here around the Elk Point Jefferson area. I love hearing your kiddo. Yeah, I know. He's just crawling around playing with his toys in the background. No care in the world. You got Bluey on the TV. He's got his snacks. I love having him around. Every once in a while he does get a little loud, but I love hearing him too. So, any idea when it will end in Vermilion? So here, within probably about the next half an hour, you'll see that rain and that wind and stuff start to move out of the area. But right now, you are definitely right in the middle of it. So, Elk Point, Jefferson, Vermilion, Spink, you're about to start getting it. Yeah, if you're on 11 and 50 right now, you're about to start getting it as well. 11 and 50 in between Elk Point and Junction City, so the Coffee Cup. So going out of Elk Point into the Coffee Cup, you're about to start getting it pretty good there. These storms will continue to move to the east and to the southeast at between 25 and 35 miles an hour. So, excuse me, I've been in my chair for a while now, so I had to get up to stretch there. So, but we do have a little bit of re-intensification going on here. So over the last couple of scans, I've been noticing this area between Rock Valley and Hartley, just to the north of Orange City and Sioux Center and Hosper, is starting to darken a little bit. And there's a little hail core just to the north of Hospers there. So, and just to the south of Sioux Center there, getting some heavy rain in between Sioux Center and Orange City as well. So, these are starting to re-intensify. That's what the National Weather Service was saying earlier. If I go here to what I was talking about earlier, I gotta go to my National Weather Service forecasts. We'll do... let's go to the National Weather Service, actually. Do we have any outlooks? Mesoscale discussions. No, we do not have any mesoscale discussions yet. So, I would think they would have a mesoscale discussion out, especially for the area that we're looking at right now. For this area, talking about like re-intensification and stuff like that, going over what might happen in the next couple of hours, but they do not yet at this point. So I did see something earlier before I refreshed the page about Sioux City. Sioux City's getting in on this right now, but as these continue to push to the southeast, I wouldn't be surprised if Sioux City gets in on a warning for 60 to 70 mile an hour winds and quarter-size hail. There's also a hail core that has just popped up north of Jefferson, pretty much over the way station at this point, over there in between Elk Point and Jefferson. So you have to watch out for that as well. I think I am going to mute my microphone real quick and make a call to some of my family that lives down here. So give me 2 seconds here, and I will leave this radar on loop and zoom out a little bit so you guys can see what's going on, and I will be right back. All right, well, I am back here for live coverage here. Sorry about that. Just had to notify some of my family members down here south just what's coming for them. I do have some family here in Sioux City that just it was my grandma. She let her dog outside, and when she came back inside, she said the wind picked up probably about 50 miles an hour by the time she came back inside. So definitely some gusty winds and some very heavy rains and possibly some small hail going on there over towards like the North Sioux City area right now. Nothing severe at this point, but getting up there in severity on a technicality there. But really, buddy, what do you got? They have now updated this warning to only include Vermilion and Burbank at this point. So this warning that is in effect right now is only for Vermilion and Burbank. So they've cut this out. They've cut Meckling and Wallen was not in this one yet, but they've cut Meckling out, and then the parts of Highway 19 as well they've cut out. So only Vermilion and Burbank do remain in this warning at this point. So here within probably the next 20-ish minutes, we'll start to see all of that weather there in Vermilion kind of move out of the area. So that is some good news for the Vermilion area. Bad news is Elk Point will start to get in on the heaviest part of this storm here within probably the next 10-ish minutes. Just outside of Vermilion. Hi. Just outside of Vermilion, in between Vermilion and I-29 here. Hi. This storm is this is the heaviest part of the storm here along I-29 here. If you're in between the Spink exit there, the Akron Spink exit for South Dakota Highway 48, and the Vermilion Yankton exit on Interstate 29 right there. That is the most intense part of the storm here. Between 60 and 70 mile an hour winds could be going on in between here. Just outside of Vermilion, in between Vermilion and Burbank at this point as well. So this is moving to the southeast. So Elk Point, you're going to be up next for this. This is moving towards you. So, Mom, if you are watching this, hopefully the car's inside. And tell my brother he's going to be all right. So, Randolph. Randolph is on the edge of this severe thunderstorm warning. You are going to get cornered by this storm. You're kind of going to get like slanted a little bit here. But we'll play this out for you just so you know what's going on. Wind is starting to ramp up now. Yeah, here within probably the next 5 to 10 minutes, you might experience 60 mile an hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So you are under severe thunderstorm warning until 8 p.m. So that is what we're looking at for that. So, but like I was saying earlier, this right here, pretty much where this hail core is right here, that is the most intense part of the storm right now going on in between Vermilion, Spink, and Elk Point right now for this severe thunderstorm warning. And then also, look at here, just to the east of Sioux Center, all the way towards Everly, this new line of storms has started to form. So we're going to have to watch that as well. So, and then of course we've got all these severe thunderstorm warnings around here. These are pretty much just continuations of what we were talking about earlier. And then we got the 2 considerable severe thunderstorm warnings for the most intense part of the storm complex that we have right now. Then I also wouldn't be surprised if we get another severe thunderstorm warning, something kind of like that, as an extension onto this, and then also for this here, going on just over the border, over the Big Sioux here, just to the east of Highway 12 here, in Iowa. So, looking at our storm relative velocity, some decent wind gusts, up to 40 to 50 miles an hour, but I would be more concerned with the hail here. Up to an inch here is what the radar is telling me at this point. Just even to the north of Sioux City, kind of over near the I can't remember what wedding venue is over there, but there's a wedding venue in between Sioux City and Hinton on this highway here that goes north and hits the radio tower outside of Lamar's. So if people know what I'm talking about, they'll know what I'm talking about. But enough with my ranting about that. Let's go back and look at the relative velocity on this. This is starting to get pretty gnarly here in between Burbank, Vermilion, the Missouri River, and up towards Spink. Looking down through here, 53, 61, 57, 61, 59, 60, 62, 67. So in between pretty much 58 and 70 mile an hour winds in this little column here, running along 48, 50, and I-29. And then the Old Burbank Road between Elk Point and Vermilion here. So the good news is, though, that as of the last scan, all of the severe wind pretty much is out of Vermilion. Still some gusty winds, gusting up to 30 to 40. That will happen, especially on the backside of these severe thunderstorms. But at this point, it looks like all of the severe wind is out of Vermilion. So that is a good thing. There is a 70 mile an hour wind gust over here, just to the north of 50, just outside. Pretty much if you're at the Coffee Cup travel stop or you're at the state rest area right here, 70 mile an hour wind gusts possible with that. So we're going to wait and see if what they want to do, see if they extend, see what they do. This is in effect until 8 o'clock, so they got 9 minutes to make a decision on what they're going to do, if they're going to extend, or what's going to happen with this warning. Because there is definitely some stuff going on, and it is definitely still severe, but the question is, who and where are they going to warn for this here? So if you guys want me to go over any towns, you are more than welcome to comment your town and ask up about that as well. So if not, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to watch this, and then I'm going to also prepare a little bit of some forecasting for here. Let's see what the SPC updated. So the new SPC update plants a 2% tornado risk from all the way to Colorado, all the way down here into parts of southeastern, extreme southeastern South Dakota, including like the Sioux City area as well, Plymouth, Woodbury counties, parts of Sioux County as well. And then hail outlook is still a 15% for southeastern South Dakota as well, including the Sioux Falls area. And then wind outlook is still a 15. Earlier it was a 30, so that has gone down. That's always good. There is a hatched risk in parts of central and eastern Nebraska as well. The categorical outlook, they have downgraded it from an enhanced to a slight for Sioux Falls, Sioux City, parts of Nebraska, and then western Iowa as well. The next big day that we're looking at is day 4, this right here. That is the next big day that we're looking at, is Thursday. We have a 15% chance, and day 4, 15% chances don't come around too often. So we're going to most likely be out chasing this. Multiple rounds of thunderstorms possible with this. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. So first in a series of mid-level troughs will eject into the northern plains on Thursday, encouraging surface lee troughing across the central and northern plains. Dew points in the 70s beneath 8 plus Celsius per kilometer mid-level lapse rates will support strong to locally extreme instability by afternoon peak heating. Ejection of the upper trough will provide enough upper support for scattered thunderstorm development. Increasing westerly flow with height will result in straight, elongated hodographs. Supercells should be the main mode of convection, at least initially, with severe wind and hail primary threats. So pretty much what this means: trough, a squiggly flow in the air mass, and then there's extreme instability coming along. It ejects into here, a bunch of heat and instability and all that stuff is ready to go, and then there's storms. Boom, 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 boom. They just pop up. So all of that weather jargon just means the conditions will be right for just pop up, storm, 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 you know. But looking at our models here, let's look at the North American model. This will kind of help us get a good picture of what's going on here. We'll look at our 1 kilometer reflectivity, and there's those storms working their way through. They put them a little bit more to the east here, but this was at 18Z, so this was a good 6 hours ago this model run was produced. But I have those storms coming through. And then there is Thursday. This is Thursday morning, but this does not go out farther enough so I can see it. So let's look at our Euro model. This kind of helps us see a little bit better as well. There is Thursday at 0Z. So this is Wednesday night, getting into Thursday morning. So this is midnight, getting into Thursday. And then here is those storms. There you go. There is those storms popping up. These are the instability and the solo storms here. And then they pop up as the solo storms. Main mode of convection is supercells initially. So those are those supercells. And then between 3 to 6 hours later, boom, big line. And then those move into the Sioux Falls and southeastern South Dakota areas. So that is going to be what we look for tomorrow, or on Thursday. Apologies. So, any idea if a tornado touched down about an hour or so ago in Yankton? I did not get any reports of it, and the National Weather Service didn't get any reports of it. So, I think it was just the radar indicated tornado warning. So the time is 7:57. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 8 o'clock. And there is still some severe weather going on, especially on radar. There's definitely some severe weather going on if we're going off of radar. So I'm not sure what they want to do. I'm not sure if they want to extend this. And just as I say that, they dropped Vermilion out of that severe thunderstorm warning. So good news for you guys in Vermilion. You guys are all clear out of severe thunderstorm warnings. You've been in a severe thunderstorm warning for, at this point, over an hour and a half, or about an hour. So you guys are now out of the severe thunderstorm warning. Good news for Vermilion. We were in a warning just so it's just wondering. Yeah, I I didn't hear anything. I didn't see any reports or anything. And usually, if there is a report, it'll pop through. Like, here's thunderstorm wind gust, another wind gust. There was a hail report down here. There's another hail report down here. But yeah, this wind is crazy. Are we almost done with this, Cassie? I'm sorry to say. You're not even to the most intense part. So this scan was less than a minute ago. Yeah, 7:58:49. So the time on this radar scan is 7:58. And that puts the most severe part of the storm along 11, just to the north of Elk Point, and along in between Burbank and Newcastle, just to the west of Elk Point as well. So if I remember correctly, you guys are down over in this part of Elk Point, so I can't remember. But you guys will get in on this here within probably the next 10 or so minutes. So yeah, it's not looking too great for the Elk Point area. Kind of like what the Vermilion area was experiencing for a while there. My house is going to blow over. Okay, maybe not really, but dang, I'm over by the park now. Oh, okay. You guys are over by the park. I gotcha. So yeah, no, you guys are going to be experiencing, like, this one puts 67-mile-an-hour winds just directly to the north of you, and this is moving pretty much to the south at this point. They have dropped that warning off, which completely astonishes me. There's almost 60-mile-an-hour winds over by Hinton, just straight to the west of Hinton at this point. And then there is radar indicated almost 70-mile-an-hour winds in between Burbank and Elk Point at this point. So we'll see if they decide they want to reissue some warnings here. They might just make a huge, big, all-encompassing warning right there or something. There it is. There's the new warning, and it includes both of those. So kudos to the National Weather Service there. The National Weather Service in Sioux Falls has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Woodbury County in west central Iowa, southwestern Plymouth County in northwestern Iowa, northern Dakota County in northeastern Nebraska, Dixon County in northeastern Nebraska, in southern Union County in southeastern South Dakota until 9 o'clock. So this goes for an hour. So severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Akron to near Newcastle, moving southeast at 25. The hazard is 60 miles an hour wind gusts. So, Elk Point just had a short power outage, at least at my house. Yeah, the western and over by the train tracks, that power is so weird. Over by the intersection of 11 up here on this side of town, the power grid is really weird. But 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts is the hazard there. Ponca, Elk Point, Ponca State Park around 8:05. Jefferson around 8:10. Sioux City, North Sioux City, Jackson, and Dakota County, South Sioux City, and Hinton are in this warning. So 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and 3/4 inch diameter sized hail is the warning. Sioux City is included in this. So if you're in Sioux City, you're included in this. North Sioux City, Windstone, Dakota Dunes, all included. Hinton is not included in this, but over by the school and the Junkyard Bar and Grill, they are included in this. So pretty much kind of Hinton. I would just say Hinton, but it's not in the warning. But yeah, no. At this point, hail in Vermilion and what side? Vermilion is completely out of it. No, Vermilion is out of it. Vermilion's getting in the last bit of rain, and then they're done. So, right now, pretty much where you need to watch. Right over Elk Point right now. This is 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts going through Elk Point right now. If you're in Hinton as well, there's some pretty good wind gusts, almost 50 mile an hour wind gusts going through over towards Hinton as well, with that line that's kind of trying to push through. Maybe even some small hail associated with that as well. So we do also, I want to take a look at this because this is a PDS tornado warning. This is a damaging tornado heading towards Climax in Minnesota. What a funky name. This is a reported on-the-ground tornado. This is spotter. The spotters located this. This is on the ground. This is moving towards Climax, Eldridge. This is very, very, very... this is very pronounced, especially on radar. There is where that tornado would be. Right there. So there is a tornado on the ground. It is a PDS warning. That is right there. So along Minnesota Highway 220. If you are along there, if you're in Climax, Eldridge, or Eldred, Greenview, Shelley, Neilsville, you guys are in for this warning. T-Storm Chasers, the 2025 is really starting to wake up. Yes. In terms of literally everything, it's starting to wake up. I know the tropics are starting to wake up. I know severe weather season's kind of been a little down in the dumps for us, but the past month has kind of started to wake up. There's a bunch of stuff starting to wake up, starting to come around. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, for a weather lover like me, it's kind of an in-between, but I never want to see anybody hurt or anybody's property being destroyed. So, excuse me. But let's look at the velocity on these. Just get a good look at these real quick. What is my child doing? But right there over Elk Point is where that most severe part of the storm is right now, over Elk Point. So, Mom, if you can hear me, it's right now. It's right now. But this is moving still to the southeast, so this will pretty much move throughout the southern southeastern tip of South Dakota, Jefferson, McCook Lake, Windstone, Dakota Dunes, North Sioux City, and then into the Sioux City area eventually within the next hour. So this warning does say that it's going to hit Jefferson by 8:10. I would put that wind gust off a little bit towards about the 8:15 time frame, especially since it's around Elk Point right now. It's 8:06 at this point. And this is moving to the southeast. So, I mean, if you're in Elk Point and going to school, especially in the morning, if you're in Jefferson, going to school takes about, 10 minutes? So, I'm in Gainesville, Virginia, and I'm going to have a scattered thunderstorm. Well, yeah, in Virginia, you guys are, I got family out there in Virginia as well. They're getting some thunderstorms as well. Some thunderstorms out there in Pennsylvania, some severe thunderstorms. There's a flood warning out there in Pennsylvania as well. This is West Virginia. A bunch of flood warnings, and then, of course, the extreme flash flood warnings. There's no flash flood warnings in Texas anymore, but flash flood emergencies down here in New Mexico. There's all kinds of stuff going on, but the main action seems to be around here right now, especially up in North Dakota with that confirmed tornado warning, and then this big line streaming from pretty much Minneapolis all the way down into parts of east central Nebraska. So, yeah, but if you're in Elk Point, you're getting in on that most heaviest winds over there, especially by Curry Seeds, the old Curry Seeds building. I can't remember if it's called Curry Seeds anymore, but Curry Seeds, that's part of town over by the trailer dealer, the Come and Go, Country Club Drive, Load King. Load King would be getting in on it right now. So 60 mile an hour winds possible over there right now as we speak. So also over by the Thermobond, the new Thermobond, and the old one as well is getting hit over by the grocery store. So we do have a damage report. Train spotter reported a very strong thunderstorm winds broke 2 large branches out of a healthy tree, then very heavy rain started. So that was at 0:56 UTC, and it is 1:02 UTC right now. So this was about 10 minutes ago. Or it's not 2 UTC right now. It's 1:09 UTC. So about 10 minutes ago. So I'm going to have another thunderstorm on Thursday. Yeah, we're going to have some thunderstorms as well here on Thursday. That's when we got the 15% risk from all the way down here, all the way back up here. It's actually more to the east than that. It's about right here to about right there. There you go. So still, I'm kind of astonished that 3 to 3.5 inch in diameter hail about an hour ago. There's a lot of trees / branches down. I can send you pictures when it clears up. Yeah, that would be much appreciated. We'll post them up for you. Usually when, especially in Elk Point, since there's so many mature and healthy trees, every single time we get even a stronger thunderstorm, there's a bunch of trees down. Alcester has rain and wind, is picked up, sky is green, east of 29. That does make sense, especially like over just the south of Alcester. This is where that I would expect that to be happening. So but as we continue to watch this, I think as long as we get we'll get through like Elk Point, Jefferson, and then North Sioux, and then I think I'm going to call it here. These are starting to get more and more disorganized as I keep watching this. That is a good thing, especially if you don't like severe weather and stuff like that. That is a very good thing. But definitely getting some good rainfall at this point, especially if you're in this area. You're definitely getting some good rainfall. And then if you're back over towards like Parker, Freeman, Hurley, Wakanda, I would love to see how much rain this area got in the last few hours. Because it definitely, I don't have the derived, I don't have any derived products for rainfall, but I do know, that's the Echo Tops, hold on. I can pop up radar scope. That'll help me out. There we go. And then we can go to 3-hour accumulation. So there was definitely some good rainfall in between Lesterville, Jamesville, Utica, Mayfield, Mission Hill. That area, almost 3 inches north of Lesterville, in between Jamesville and Lesterville. A lot of branches down in Elk Point, yeah. And getting some more MPing reports. 1-inch tree limbs broken, 1-inch tree limbs broken, 1-inch hail from MPing as well. That is also another app you guys can download to help out the National Weather Service. It's called MPing. It's a service that you can use to report severe weather. And I'll pull that up real quick. So MPing is crowdsourcing weather reports. So you getting hassled by the hail as the snow glistening on your treetops. We need your weather reports for the research. So you can just download it, and then download on the App Store or Google Play, and then you can send in reports, and the National Weather Service gets them, and a bunch of different colleges use them for research. It helps them out, especially looking back at radar reports, radar and all that stuff for that sort of stuff. So that is a good way to report severe weather, because the National Weather Service gets it, and you don't have to memorize a phone number. You don't have to call 911 and freak out your parents because you're still on their phone plan. And whenever you call 911, they get a notification and they call you freaking out. If that is you, you don't have to deal with that. That's very oddly specific. I wonder where that's happened before. But yeah, MPing's a great service, but especially like with tornadoes and very severe winds, I would still use 911 or calling the Sioux Falls. If you're in the Sioux Falls warning area, so call them. Omaha area, Des Moines area, call your local National Weather Service office or 911 to report that sort of stuff. But like small hail, wind, if you see some tree limbs broken or some, you can even report lightning, I think. Visibility, snow, all kinds of stuff. There's a bunch of different things you can report, which is a really nice feature of MPing. It's very simple. It's free to download. So, yep. That is a cool thing that the National Weather Service and the University of Oklahoma and the National Severe Storms Laboratory have rolled out over the past couple of years. So, the most severe part of the storm is just now starting to push out of Elk Point at this point. It is pretty much along Highway 12, along 29, and then right over the border just to the south of Elk Point. So this is going to continue to push to the south into the east towards the Sioux City area. And I think at this point, I am going to call this stream just because this is just starting to look less and less interesting. It just looks like it's starting to fall apart at this point. So what's Sisseton going to get tonight? Nothing too crazy. You might see a rain shower or two here in a little bit. These are starting to die, so might not even see a rain shower later tonight. But the only thing that I'd be worried about is this right here, moving towards Sisseton. But it looks like it would even miss Sisseton to the south, and it looks like it's dying anyway. So yeah, that's all I would worry about if I was in Sisseton. But we do have this outflow boundary that's moving from this stuff moving to the north, so, or the northeast or northwest. Apologies, jeez, I cannot speak today. But yeah, we still have this reported tornado going on in parts of Minnesota. It's about to hit climax. You're in climax, Eldridge. Damaging tornado and quarter-sized hail. At 7:59, tornado was reported 7 miles east of Reynolds. It's since lifted, but the storm remains capable of producing a tornado. So this is not on the ground anymore. So it is since lifted. That's a good thing. So we will continue to watch that, see if it produces another tornado. If we do see that it has produced another tornado, we'll come back and come to you live. But at this point, I don't really see a reason to continue live. I mean, I've went over all the models. I went over the risks on Thursday. Do I need to mark anything else off? I'm trying to think out loud right now. Because this is kind of like my video for today as well. So I don't want to miss anything for you guys. This has kind of been a modge podge of everything, especially since stuff started popping up over here towards Madison around like 4:30. I mean, I've been live for the past 2 hours and 37 minutes at this point, and then before that I hopped off for about 3-ish minutes to fix my microphone, and I was live for about an hour then. So I'm trying to think, did I miss anything? I do not believe I did. So if anything does end up heading south again, I will come back to you guys live and update you on the situation. But however, for now, I'm going to hop off of here, and I will continue with the weather updates and everything on the Facebook page, and all the other stuff will be pushed out on Facebook, X, Instagram, those sites as well. So thank you guys for watching the live coverage tonight. Hopefully I don't have to pop back on here. So thank you very much, and have a good rest of your